Hello people, I'm the Real Comic Book Gamer. Today I'm going to be talking about how it seems like SJW Marvel is over. It seems like we're getting out of that era. Marvel's ushering in a new era, sort of like DC did with DC Rebirth. From when they went from DCU, which is just awful, to DC Rebirth and becoming great again. It seems like Marvel's doing the same thing with CB Cebulski now in charge and figuring things out and shuffling things up a lot. And the exclamation point on all of this seems to be Heather Antos leaving. So, let me talk about a lot of stuff, mainly talking about how we got Marvel's Fresh Start, which is their Rebirth, and Heather Antos leaving. So, Marvel's Fresh Start is, again, their DC Rebirth pretty much, because during the time when DC Rebirth was happening, Marvel was just pretty much putting their nose up at everyone, being like, ha, we don't need to do that. DC is listening to their fans and restoring classic characters. What? No, we don't need to do that. Why would we do that when we got female Thor, Riri Williams as Iron Man, and Nazi Captain America? Why would we do that? No one wants to see their classic characters restored. They want what we've got. These substitute heroes that no one cares about. That's what they want. But in actuality, yeah, no one wanted that. So now they're like, oh, yeah, we're gonna actually try listening to the fans for a bit and actually restoring these classic characters. So Hulk is back, Iron Man is back, Thor is back. They're doing what DC did with Rebirth, and honestly I couldn't be happier. I'm happy that they're actually copying DC because they need to. This is a smart decision. So let's talk about some of the issues that have been announced, some of the new series that are announced with Marvel's Fresh Start. So first off, we got Avengers #1 coming to us from Jason Aaron and Ed McGuinness. I'm excited about that. Jason Aaron's a guy that I think sort of got pushed to the edge by SJW Marvel. I think when he's actually concentrating on making good, fun comics, he can do it. But when he's told to, hey, you should just, do whatever SJW stuff you want, do like whatever you want with that. If you want to do some false narrative that's just some SJW thing, do that. He can do that also. I think that's what he was doing with female Thor. Like, there were some really cringy parts in that I read some excerpts of, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna pick up that series. So I think now with CB Cebulski, he'll be concentrating more on making good quality comics. So I'm excited to see what he has. Ed McGuinness is a guy that I grew up on. He was someone that was sort of like the big name in the early 2000s. He was the guy. He was everywhere. His art's a little weird because sometimes it can look really good and other times everyone looks like a really muscular thumb. That's the best way I describe his art when it's bad, because everyone's like really ripped and stubby, and like the proportions are a little weird. Like sometimes people's arms are like 12 inches long, and it's just like, it looks weird because their arms are too short, but their arms are super wide because they're ripped, and it's just sometimes his art looks a little weird. But for the most part, I like it, and I'm happy to see him back on a premiere book like this. We've got some other books, like we got Venom. I've never been the biggest Venom fan, and the creative team, I don't know who they are, so it's kind of it is kind of weird though, because DC has most of the talent. So when I'm like, oh, I don't know these people, it's like, oh yeah, because DC's got like everyone good. That's why. Not everyone, but a lot of the people are good. You got Black Panther #1, which I'm not too excited about either, because just the creative team I don't know, and the storyline itself doesn't get me too excited. It's talking about how T'Challa is going to be dealing with some empire that was named after him that is in the Marvel multiverse. So yeah, the one that does get me really excited purely off its description is Immortal Hulk. The description for this book is amazing. It says, you never notice the man. He doesn't like to be noticed. He's quiet, calm, never complains. Why, you can walk up and shoot him in the head, and all he'll do is die until night falls and someone else gets up again. The name is Banner. The horror is the Immortal Hulk. I love that description. Is great. I love the cover for it and the name Immortal Hulk. I love seeing Banner back as Hulk. I'm excited. I like the artist, Joe Bennett. He's a Deathstroke artist. I don't know who the writer is. I've never heard of Al Ewing or Al Wing or Awang. I don't know. I have no clue who that is, but the artist I like, and the description's got me excited. And then we've got Doctor Strange by Mark Waid, which is just, I've never been the biggest Doctor Strange fan. Mark Waid doesn't make me exactly want to pick up the book. The one I am the most excited for is this book right here, Sentry #1, which is it's going to be written by Jeff Lemire, who, if you guys know, my boy Jeff Lemire. I love Jeff Lemire. He does a lot of great books. I'm so excited. He's a very consistent writer, definitely one of the best writers working today. So see him on a character like Sentry is awesome. Sentry is a character that I've never really been hugely into, but Jeff Lemire can get me into pretty much any character, and I think this is the perfect type of character for Jeff Lemire. Someone that people know the name of, but not really anything about him other than, oh, he's sort of Marvel's Superman-ish, but that's it. That's most of what people know about Sentry, so he can go in depth and explore the character more and flesh him out a lot more and get people more interested in him. So I'm excited for that series. That is the one out of all these books that is 100% going on my pull list. Got a new Deadpool #1, which is another creative team. I don't know who they are, and the description doesn't get me that excited, and just Deadpool's been done to death, so there's not much that can get me excited for Deadpool because Marvel just oversaturates him so much. So the series just we'll see how it goes. We got Thor #1, which I'm kind of excited about this because of the fact that Jason Aaron has been on the book for so damn long, which you rarely get to see. He's done so much with the character, including making him unworthy, casting him out, and bringing Jane Foster in as Thor, and now bringing him back, one-armed Thor. So it's really going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, and if it's good, I might just pick up all the trades for Jason Aaron's run and read through them all when this series ends if it's good. Like, he could have one of the most legendary runs like on a character in comics because of how long he's been on Thor. So I'm excited for that. I don't know, I probably won't pick it up because I think it's something that I might read down the line and trade, but probably not in single issues. We got Ant-Man the Wasp, which is a mini series. It's 5 issues. It's done by Mark Waid. It's basically there to promote the new movie. I don't really care about it. Not that excited. Then we've got Tony Stark Iron Man #1, which is in case you forgot who Iron Man was, or you thought maybe this was Riri Williams coming back. No, Tony Stark. It's not Riri Williams. You don't have to worry. So they just want to let everyone know that, like, hey, it's Tony Stark. The nightmare of Riri Williams is over. He's back. But the sad thing about this book is that Dan Slott is writing it, so it's like, yay, Tony Stark's back, but Dan Slott's writing him. It's like, imagine if Superman had been gone for a while, and to bring him back, they got Frank Miller. Everyone would be like, no, please, no. That's sort of like what this is. It's like, yes, he's back, but he's written by this person. Please, no. And so, I don't know, maybe he could do something good. I'm hoping. Like, I'm not rooting for the guy to do a terrible book. I'm hoping it's good, but I don't see Dan Slott doing that good of an Iron Man. Who knows? I'm hoping he proves me wrong. Next up, we got Captain America #1, Winter in America. The thing that's weird about this book is the fact that it's starting at #1, like all the Marvel Fresh books. But I thought, since with like Mark Waid's Captain America, they were doing the whole like continuing the number count, sort of like Action Comics did to get to 1,000. I thought they were going to do that here with Captain America, but now they're rebooting it to #1, so Captain America is not going to get to 1,000. I guess, I don't know. It's weird unless they're having 2 Captain America series, which I don't think they are because they're both called Captain America. But yeah, I don't know who the writer is. I don't know who the artist is. The description for the series is just basically saying, hey, this is Captain America dealing with the fact that every time someone sees him, they're gonna be like, you're that Nazi guy that tried to take over, and Captain America's be like, no, that wasn't me, I'm good. And that's pretty much the series. At least that's the first story arc in the series. Then we got Amazing Spider-Man #1, written by Nick Spencer, which is a hard pass for me. I don't see Nick Spencer doing anything good. I'm hoping he does something good here, but nope. I'm not with it. Then we got Life of Captain Marvel. Yeah, not America. Life of Captain Marvel, which another series I don't care about. I've just never been a Captain Marvel fan. The creative team doesn't get me excited. So yeah, that's the Marvel Fresh Start books that we have announced as of now. Imagine later down the line we'll get an actual Wolverine book announced as he's back, and they're doing like a huge storyline with him, but he'll get his own series after his like giant like Finding Wolverine series is going on, which is headed by Charles Soule. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, it's kind of cool seeing these things restart. There are a couple things I'm excited for, but for the most part, it kind of sucks with the fact that they've still got guys like Dan Slott, Nick Spencer, and Mark Waid heading up some of their biggest titles. It's like, but who knows? Maybe they can turn things around. I'm someone that I don't care what your politics are as long as you don't infuse them in the writing. And we've seen with Mark Waid, he can do good stuff when he doesn't go like SJW crazy and feel like he has to politicize everything. So I'm hoping he can get back to his former glory. I'm hoping Dan Slott and Nick Spencer can do some good stuff. Because again, I always use Alan Moore as an example of the fact that I don't care about your politics. Alan Moore, in his private life, like, is part of a snake cult and worships snakes. But there's no snake worshipping in Watchmen, so I don't care what he does behind the scenes. And so again, you can be whatever. You can be the farthest left social justice warrior in the world. As long as you don't bring it into your books, I don't care. I'm not someone that's going to be like, oh, I'm going to boycott his book because this guy believes this. No, I don't really care. So if it's a good book, I'm going to read it. So just make good books, please. I'm hoping these guys can do some good books and they can turn things around. And if not, I'm hoping CB Cebulski will be like, bye. Because if these guys can't turn it around, they need to go. they're weighing Marvel down. And then the other creative teams I've never heard of, like most of them. So that's the thing with these books, like the creative teams aren't getting me that excited, besides Jeff Lemire, obviously, and everyone else not that much. So 100% I'm picking up Sentry. That's going to be going on the pull list. Then I might pick up Hulk and Avengers. We'll see about those. Those I'll probably pick up the first issues of and decide and be like, maybe I'll continue picking these up. We'll see. But yeah, so there are 3 books that I might in total pick up from this new line of Marvel. So that's more than what I'm picking up from Marvel right now. So I'm excited to see how this goes. And now let's move on to Heather Antos. So if you don't know what happened, Heather Antos left Marvel to become editor-in-chief of some esports place that just doesn't look very interesting. But if you don't know how she left, this is pretty much what happened.
Be gone, son!
I spent way too long editing that. So that's pretty much how I think she left, because you can tell that she saw the writing on the wall of CB Cebulski getting rid of all the SJW people and sort of milkshake crew, and she was just like, I know I'm next, like he's knocking on everyone's door like you're gone, and I know I'm next, so I'm gonna leave on my own terms instead of getting embarrassed and being known as the girl that did literally nothing but insert herself into the comics as Gwenpool and do the whole milkshake controversy. That's basically all she did, and then got fired by the new guy. That's what she would have been known as, so she had to leave on her own terms. The place she's going doesn't look very big, so I think she's probably taking a big pay cut going from Marvel to where she's going now, because if you look at it, I went to their Twitter, they have like 20,000 followers or something like that. They average like 3 likes a tweet, so they're not that big of an esports organization or anything. So it just seems like she's gone on a decline here, especially considering the fact that she's always like, comics are my dream, like this is my dream job. Who in their right mind would leave their dream job? Like, why? She's always talks about how comics are her dream job, and she always wanted to do them since she's little and all this other stuff. But it turns out it's not actually a dream job, because who in their right mind would leave their dream job? If you got your dream job, you're getting paid really well for it, you can live off it, would you ever be like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave for this? This other thing that I kind of like, but it's not my dream job, I'd leave for that. Yeah, I think it's hilarious that she says that, because she always talks about how comics are her dream job, yet she left. It's like, you didn't get fired, you left, because she knew she was going to get fired one way or another. She was eventually going to get fired, so she left to do this. I think that's hilarious. I'm so happy she's gone. The Wicked Witch of Marvel is gone. Again, she was so egotistical to put herself into the comics as Gwenpool. That's so weird. Like, when have you ever heard of an editor doing something like that? It's so odd. Generally, when an editor someone's put in there, it's by the artist who likes them and will like put them in as a small cameo. But no, she got her own book. It's just so weird. So thank God she's gone. She's no longer poisoning Marvel, and this is definitely a step in the right direction with CB Cebulski getting rid of a bunch of the SJWs like Gabby Rivera, who he got rid of forever ago when he canceled America. Thank God. So we don't have to deal with a bunch of crap like that. So obviously SJW Marvel isn't fully gone, but I think we're out of that era. There's still some bad stuff here and there, but I think for the most part, we're cleansed of it. We're out of that era. We're focusing more on making good, fun comics. I think that's what CB Cebulski's doing. I think he's realizing that the Axel Alonso era was all just politicizing everything and being really stupid and is not fun comics. And now CB's like, yeah, we want to tell good stories that everyone can enjoy and everyone likes, and that's what I think he's doing here. So I'm really excited. But anyways, please let me know in the comments below, what books are you planning to pick up out of Marvel's fresh start lineup, and also what are your thoughts on Heather Antos leaving Marvel? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later.
Legends never die, we've been going every night. I've been feeling way too blessed, but with Lex I'm never stressed. They don't know just what we do, we've been out here with the crew. They don't know just how we live, think we got too much to give.